Happy Friday, everyone. I am glad everyone is going to join us today. We're going to hang out for about 30 seconds to 60 seconds. Let some more folks jump on here. We got almost 200 people registered for this. So we're really excited to jump in here. So I'm going to wait just a few minutes until we get some more folks in here, and then we're going to get started. All right, one more minute. We're going to get started. You're funny, Josh. What's up, Ray? I see you, man. What's up? What's up? Yeah, everybody, you guys activate the chat over there. Say hi to everyone. Make sure you drop where you're at on there so people know where you are in this beautiful world. And I'll say it's about time to get this thing started. All right. Welcome to my real estate mastermind, my AI mastermind for this Friday, where I'm going to reveal the cheat codes inside of real estate that you can actually use in your business. Now, AI is not a new thing. AI has been around for years, but it's really been catching steam over the past 6 to 9 months to a year. And I truly believe this is fundamentally going to change the way not only real estate agents do business, but the entire world does business. And it's already changing. So, what I want to do is make sure that all of you out there are at the forefront of technology and how you can leverage this in your business to save yourself time and to generate more leads and to eventually close more business. So, let's jump right in. My name is Will Draper. I'm located in Raleigh, North Carolina. If you scan that QR code, that's going to send you to my Instagram page. I want you guys to sign up for my email newsletter. Every single week, I put out content about AI and real estate and marketing and content creation. So if you would scan that code, hop over to my Instagram. If you don't already follow me there and sign up for my email list, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. So I want to start off by addressing the elephant in the room. And what I mean with the elephant in the room is there's a question that people think that AI is going to replace them. And I'm here to tell you AI is not going to replace you, but someone who learns to use it and leverage it will absolutely replace you. Because the productivity, the advancements you can have, the more content you can create, the more leads you can convert using AI, you're going to leave those other people in the dust. So I want you guys to make sure you're one of those people that leverage AI. And I want to tell you a story. So back in the 80s, I grew up, I was born in 1981, and I was always an outdoorsy kid, rode my bike everywhere, did a lot of fishing. But I remember this thing called Nintendo that was coming out. And I remember getting really excited for it and asking for it for Christmas. And when I asked for Nintendo for Christmas, of course it came with Super Mario Brothers. It had, the little controller and had the little gun for Duck Hunt. And I was so excited. Then I really realized I really suck at video games. I was terrible at video games. So after about a month or so, I kind of just pushed it in the corner, and I quit playing video games again and got back outside because I was just terrible at it. I played the first 1 or 2 levels on Mario Brothers 50 million times. I can never get past it. I know it's embarrassing, but I was awful at video games. And I remember we had like a family reunion or a family event or something like, and it was on a Sunday. And I was at my cousin's house. And my cousin was like, hey, let's go inside. Let's play Nintendo. And I was like, man, I'm not any good at Nintendo. I don't want to play. He goes, no, I got this cool new tool. It's called Game Genie. And I was like, what the heck is Game Genie? Well, Game Genie is a cheat code for Nintendo games. You would take this cartridge and you would plug it into this thing, and it came with a code book, right? And it basically broke all of these video games to where you could skip levels. You could have your people have super strength or super speed or all these types of things, and it just made playing the video game fun again because it gave you advantages over people who were playing it normally. And the Game Genie is how I think AI is in your business. So I want to give you guys the real estate cheat codes. Okay. So the cheat codes are how you're going to leverage AI in your business. These are practical applications you can use to level up your business. Okay. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to give you 15 different cheat codes today. Okay. I'm going to give you 3 of what I call plugins. Okay. These are plugins that plug into your browser. They're going to make things so much easier. I'm going to give you 5 different creator tools. So if you create content, this is going to help you level up your game on content creation. And then I'm going to go what I call into ChatGPT pro tips. I'm going to give you 7 of those. Again, there's 15 here. And now I don't want you all to use and try to implement all 15 of these cheat codes. That's just impossible to do. But what you can do is you can pick 1 or maybe 2 or maybe 3 of these cheat codes and implement them in your business. Now, the coach in me wants to say, pick 1 cheat code, implement it in your business, make it part of your standard operating procedure, and then move on to the next one. So as you're going through this, I want you to take notes and say, okay, which one can I identify that I can use? Maybe 2, but definitely not more than 3. All right. So cheat code number 1, I call the Holy Grail. Now, the reason I call it the Holy Grail is it's one of those cheat codes that unlocks ChatGPT in a way that nothing else does. Okay. One of the biggest problems with ChatGPT and one of the complaints that people have is that there's no new data after 2021. So if you want any current or recent events, you can't have it over the past couple years. Well, the first cheat code, yes, you can. It's called Web Chat GPT. Okay. Web Chat GPT gives you web access. It allows you to search with AI and not with just Chat GPT, with Cloud and Bard and Bing and all those. And it's compatible with all of the popular search platforms, whether it's Chrome or Edge or the Apple Safari browser. It plugs into it. And it also gives you a library of one-click prompts. So if you're not good at prompting yet, it's going to give you a whole library of stuff that is completely applicable. Now, with Web Chat GPT, this is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to switch my view a little bit here and make this bigger so you guys can see it. Okay. So what Web Chat GPT does is it's going to open up a little toggle on the bottom of your Chat GPT. And when you want to actually access the internet and access the web and access current data, you can click Web Access. And that allows you to go in and scan URLs. So there was a big misconception with ChatGPT that you could actually click a URL and say, hey, scan this page and give me all the information. Well, that's not possible until you use this Web Chat GPT plugin. So I was speaking at a conference last week in Austin, Texas. And what I wanted to do was ask ChatGPT with this web application, hey, how's the Austin, Texas real estate market? It went through, I said, scan 6 different high ranking URLs, use Google and give me the answers. So it gave me the answer. And the room of Austin real estate agents was like, holy cow, this is exactly what's going on in the market right now. And it even cites its sources. So as you can imagine, this has a ton of applications if you're wanting to get recent information. Imagine if you just wanted to scan a web page, say, hey, scan this URL and pull out all the key points from this article. Great for research purposes, great for market analysis and what's going on actually in the world. So this is cheat code number 1 that I absolutely love. All right, next up, we're going to go to what I call sonic speed. So the sonic speed cheat code I think is really, really cool. It's called maxai.me. And this is another plugin to your browser. And what it allows you to do, it integrates AI seamlessly across all of your platforms. It'll end up in your email. It'll end up on your YouTube. It'll end up when you're typing Word documents or in your Excel. And it has access to, again, ChatGPT, Bard, Bing, Cloud, all of these. So you can actually have this in Gmail. So when you're writing an email, imagine writing out an email and you don't know how to finish your sentence or finish the email. You can select your text, right click and say, please complete writing this. And it's going to analyze what you wrote and it's going to finish writing your email for you. And another really cool feature of this plugin that I love is you can go to any PDF and select all the text and say, give me a summary. You don't have to copy and paste into ChatGPT and say, give me summary. It's all built in and you can access it just with right-clicking your mouse, which is an amazing time saver. So as you can see on the left, it allows you to compose text anywhere. You can make summaries, you can fix spelling, improve your writing. You can even change your language, change your tone by selecting the text, right-clicking, and then it'll update it for you. It is a huge, huge time saver. And now can you imagine using it to do YouTube video summaries? You can do a video summary of a YouTube video with this plugin application. It is a awesome, awesome, awesome tool. All right. Next up, we're going to talk about what I call the lead machine. And hey, Antonio, I see you over there. Can you please record this so I can review it later? Absolutely. This is being recorded. Since you have registered for this, you will be able to get the recording. It should go out after about an hour or so after we end up today. So that'll be great. All right. The lead machine. All right. What if I told you there was a way to find leads on social media like that? That'd be pretty cool, right? Who in this group is a part of community groups on Facebook? Living in, moving to, neighborhood groups. Who's a part of those, right? If you're a part of those groups, sometimes you probably see people ask, I'm moving to the area. I need a realtor. Who do you recommend? And then there's like 1,000 comments, right? If you're not on your phone at that given moment in time, that lead is dead to you. What if there was a way? What if there was an AI tool that would monitor Facebook groups, that would monitor LinkedIn, that would monitor Reddit, and anytime somebody asked for a realtor or said they were looking to buy a home or sell a home in a particular area on these particular groups, what if you got notified immediately? And what if ChatGPT started chatting with them immediately through your API key? Be pretty cool, right? That tool is called Devi. That is a Chrome extension that you can add, and it's going to monitor social media for leads and keywords. You type in the keywords that you're looking for. So buy a home, sell a home, listing, want to move, need a realtor, whatever those are. And it's going to monitor Facebook groups, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Reddit. So you can target people looking to buy or sell in your community, and it's going to start those conversations for you, which is going to generate you more leads and more business. This is an amazing cheat code to where if you use social media to generate leads and you're in and active in these Facebook groups, I highly recommend getting this installed and giving it a shot. All right. Next up, cheat code number 4. This is what I call the audio power up. Yes, Jennifer. Yes. Mind blown. It is awesome. I definitely want you guys to try that out. All right. Audio power up. So this is the start of what I call my creator tools. Okay. When you create content, when you create video content, audio is extremely important. Audio is extremely important. It helps the user experience. The better the audio, the more likely somebody is to stick around and listen to what you actually have to say. Could you imagine right now if my audio was scratchy and really echoey and just sounded terrible? It wouldn't make for a good user experience. Okay. So what this tool does, it's called an Adobe Enhance, and it's part of the Adobe podcast suite, but you don't have to use it for podcasts. And it can turn really bad audio into professional sounding studio quality audio. So here's the use case for this. I actually am going to be using Adobe Enhance today because I was out doing some filming with my phone on a listing that we just launched. And I was doing some talking, introductions to the house. What does $700,000 get you in Cary, North Carolina? Well, let's head inside and check out our latest listing at 102 Large Oaks Drive. So I said that I didn't have a microphone with me because I don't need to have a microphone with me anymore. because I can use the microphone directly out of my phone, and then I can export out the audio, upload it to Adobe Enhance, which is free for up to about an hour's worth of content a day, which is more than you could possibly need. And I loaded it in there, and it takes it from sounding like crappy audio to really amazing studio quality audio. So this is a Shy May. This is not an app. This is actually a web application. Okay, so this is you can just go to Google and type in Adobe Enhance, and you'll be able to click on a link, and it's going to take you right there. So I have a video saved on here that I shot without a microphone, and then I ran it through Adobe Enhance. So hopefully on this live webinar, we are live here. This is not pre-recorded whatsoever. So I hope this works. I'm going to cross my fingers. Okay. Now, other than the latency and a little bit of glitchiness, Holly, you didn't hear it. Okay. So I've got this saved. I was hoping it would come across on here. I'm not sure why it didn't, but I want you guys to try Adobe Enhance. The change in the sound of that is absolutely amazing. I'll tell you what, I will make a reel. I will take what was on this podcast right here. I'm going to make it a reel, and I'm going to post it to my social media. So if you follow me on Instagram, I'm going to post that out probably later today so you can hear it. Margie, thank you for telling me you couldn't hear the audio. I will post it on Instagram later, maybe to my stories. So go check out my stories after this is over with, and I will post that video up there. Okay. Number 5 on the cheat codes is what I call the boss mode. When I think boss mode, I think about something that is super awesome, that does more than you could potentially imagine an app could do. Now, I'm sure a lot of people have heard of the Captions app. So the Captions app is what makes the fancy captions that goes on all of my videos, as well as a lot of other creator videos out there. But what they've done over the past few weeks really is they have an entire AI powered creative studio built directly into the app. So when you're doing video content, you'll notice a lot of mine have jump cuts. That's the zoom in, zoom out really quickly. It's the slow move in, slow move out intros. You'll see how there's no ums or ahs in that short form content. This AI tool can do it all for you, which eliminates a lot of the headache I see a lot of people struggle with video content that you don't hire out to somebody else, is that editing is hard. This takes a lot of that stuff for you. And they've also included AI music and AI voiceover. So the AI music, it will scan your video and it will pair music that matches perfectly with it, that is copyright free. And if anybody's seen what has happened on Instagram over the past couple weeks, they've been shutting down a lot of audio because of copyright rules. The AI audio inside of the Captions app does not have any copyright infringement. So you can use that audio without fear of the audio disappearing from your videos in the future. I highly recommend you check that out. This is what it looks like. If you go to the Captions app and you go to the very bottom, Nathan, you use captions every day. That is awesome. Make sure you check out these new AI tools. It's all the way there at the bottom. You see right there on the screen where the arrow is pointing. There's a whole suite of brand new AI tools down there. I think you guys should definitely try this out and use it. It is amazing. I use it all of the time. All right. Now I want to talk about another creator tool I call the text machine. And you notice I got names for everything in here because I just think it sounds more fun for these cheat codes. So the text machine, one of the biggest problems, again, with editing your own videos when you're not outsourcing, and a lot of people are still doing their own videos, is editing's hard. Well, what Descript does, and I have to give a shout out to Misha. He's the one who told me and turned me on to this one. It's a text-based editing platform. And what it does, the AI syncs the video and the visual with the audio transcription, so you can easily edit and adjust. So what that means is I can select a line of text on there, delete it, and it deletes it out of my video. It doesn't just delete the audio, it deletes that video section. And you can move things around as well. So if you have a great opening line and you have a so-so middle and you have a great ending line, but then you do the middle of your video again and it sounds great, you can easily edit it with text and just move and copy and paste around. This is super cool. I think you should definitely try this out. This is especially great for YouTube creators when you're doing longer form content and you want to cut out very big chunks of what you're talking about, or maybe even split it up into smaller short form videos. This is a great AI tool for that. All right. Clip this AI tool cheat code number 7. Clip this. Now, one of the easiest things you can do to generate 10 times more content is take a long form video and clip it down to short form video. So the next 2 tools I'm going to share with you have become really popular recently. And I'm going to give you my favorite one first. This one's called Munch. You can go to getmunch.com and it is a repurposing tool. So you can put in a long form YouTube video, a podcast, anything longer than a minute, and horizontal platform, and it can reclip all that stuff down to vertical, and the AI will recognize keywords inside of what your video is saying, and it gives you a lot of different editing applications. So on the screen right here, I took a YouTube video that I had created, threw it in here, and it gave me 10 different videos and scored and ranked them based on the keywords I used in there. And what's great about this is it already has the captions embedded in the videos, and you have complete control over the style, how everything shows up. There's a lot of different editing options with Munch. I used to have to outsource a lot of this content to somebody else. And honestly, I would pay about $1 a second to get all of this stuff done, which got really expensive over time. But in a matter of 10 minutes of processing time, I can select a video. In 10 minutes, it reprocesses and gives me all of these short form clips. When you get 10 clips out of like a 10-minute video, I would say half of them are pretty darn decent. So if you're focused on long form content, this is a cheat code and a tool that will save you hours and hours and hours of time. You definitely have to check it out. Yes, Kim, Munch is amazing. Yes, better than Opus. And speaking of Opus, that's the next one I'm going to talk about, which is Clip That. So I had Clip This and then Clip That. So Opus, very similar concept to Munch. The only slight difference between these two is that Opus gives you what they call a virality score. So they're ranking it based on how viral they think it's going to go. Now, who knows how they actually come up with that data? I think they're probably analyzing keywords and whatnot. But Munch allows you to do a whole bunch more post-process editing. You can pick a 15-second clip, a 30, a 45. Opus, you have much less editing capabilities, but I like the layout of their platform. It's super easy to use. So if you're thinking about going from long form to short form content without hiring it out to save a lot of time and save a lot of money, these are 2 you should definitely try out and see which one is your favorite. Okay. Now we're getting into ChatGPT Pro, which is what I find most people are most interested in, is how to leverage ChatGPT to be better. How to leverage ChatGPT to get the most out of this application that everybody has access to. The first cheat code is the master code. And the reason I call this is the master code, this is the one thing that if you use ChatGPT, you absolutely should do. And it is the one thing I find most people do not do. So here you go. Custom instructions. Now, custom instructions in ChatGPT, what it allows you to do is to tell it basically who you are and what you're all about. And every response it gives you will be more tailored to you. Because one of the biggest complaints about ChatGPT is like, oh, it sounds like a robot. It doesn't sound like me. It's not talking to my clients. Custom instructions changes that forever. So here's how to access it. When you're in ChatGPT, go to custom instructions, go to the bottom left where your name is. There's going to be 3 little dots. Click the little dots. And it's going to a black box is going to come up that says custom instructions. Click that, and then you're going to get that box over there on your right. This is where you put in your custom instructions. So every new chat, every new thread, every question, or every instruction you give ChatGPT under your account will take all of that information into consideration. So you don't have to start a new thread and ask or tell it your name, your location, your job, you're a marketing expert, a copywriting expert, all of that jazz. If you use your custom instructions, you never have to do that again, and your results will get 100 times better. So custom instructions, what do you put in there? Here's exactly what you put in there. Who are you? State your objective clearly. Ideal client and audience, your language style, emotional tone, and then specific. So who you are. State your name and occupation and where you're located. My name is Will Draper, and I am located in Wake Forest, North Carolina, which is just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, and I am a real estate agent and real estate team lead. That's what I am. So that's what you want to put in your custom instructions, your name, your market area. And notice I said Wake Forest outside of Raleigh. Yes, Raleigh is the bigger city. I focus a lot of my personal business on Wake Forest, which is the subdivision or the like town just outside of Raleigh that I live in. I still service Raleigh, but I want it to be known for Wake Forest. So I put that in there. So everything it does, it uses that lens and that filter. And then state your objective clearly. What do you want to achieve? Right? Do you offer better customer service? Are you video first marketing? Are you a primary listing agent, a primary buyer's agent? Do you work with investors? State your objective and then your ideal client and audience. So I would say my ideal clients is looking to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate in specifically Wake Forest or surrounding areas. That's my ideal client and audience for my custom instructions. You can get more specific in the threads. Language style. I highly recommend you get language that is concise, active voice, second person, and an 8th grade reading level. I know, sad but true, but 8th grade reading level is how most marketing material is written and resonates the best with the audience. And now, emotional tone. So for emotional tone, if you incite urgency or excitement, you're going to have better marketing copy. So figure out what your tone is going to be. I always tell it to not go too far and make everything engaging. That's kind of a general catch-all term that we'll use for emotional tone. And then any specifics. So if you refer to acronyms a lot, like you might want to spell out, hey, MLS stands for this, or acronyms you like to use. If you go ahead and spell those out, it's going to make the responses better later on. Okay. So now that we've had custom instructions, I want to talk about the level skipper. Okay. The level skipper, this reminds me of the game Genie. Hope everybody appreciates my Nintendo references from when I was 6 years old. So the level skipper, this is how you do next level prompting. This is how you prompt ChatGPT better. So now that you have custom instructions done, it already knows who you are and what you're all about. You've told it, hey, when you start every thread, here's the information you already have set. All right. So when you want to do prompting better, here's the things that you have to take into consideration. And just like I said in my video the other day, ChatGPT and AI are a Tom and not Tom Ferry. They are a totally obedient moron, right? They have no clue what you want. So you have to be specific when you're prompting. General questions give you general results and answers. So you want to be precise and you want to be clear. You want to be simple. Don't use any fancy language when you're prompting it. Clear and simple, 8th grade level. And then the context. And then you're going to have to experiment a little bit and find your voice within the system. Okay. So when you're prompting, here's how you construct your prompt. You want to give it a persona. Say what the job is or the specialty is. You've already said what your job is. So it already knows that if you did your custom instructions. And if you only do one of the cheat codes in this entire event, you have to do the custom instructions. That's the one thing you should absolutely do today when you get off of here. The second is to learn how to prompt better. So say the persona. What's the job or what's the specialty? Objective. What do you need? Do you need a PDF? Do you need an email? Do you need a Facebook marketing campaign? Do you need a Google business profile update? Do you need a social media post? Do you need a video transcript? Tell it exactly what you need. And then context. Who's it for and why? This is for my Instagram audience. These are for my seller clients. These are for my cold buyer outreach people. So give it the context. Who's it for? Who's your ideal client in this particular scenario? And then what output do you want? Do you want a video script? Do you want an email? Do you want a PDF guide? Do you want a table? Yes. If you didn't know, you can actually get tables out of this. Tell it what output you want. And remember, specificity is absolutely key. So one other thing, bonus tip here. Every time you start a new question, a new chat, or a new thread, I want you to treat it like a virtual assistant that works for you. I used to have 3 virtual assistants. I have 0 right now because I have used ChatGPT to eliminate all of those ancillary jobs that I used to employ. Because now each one of these threads allows me to do all of my marketing copy, ad copy, copywriting, all of that because each one of these threads is dedicated. So I have a thread dedicated to YouTube. I have a thread dedicated to Instagram. I have one dedicated to Facebook. I have one dedicated to newsletters. I have one dedicated to this webinar. So I have individual specific threads in there. And you don't want to have just one thread that has a whole bunch of stuff in there because as you talk to ChatGPT, it learns from what you're doing and learns from what you're saying. Okay. So if it learns from what you're doing, learns from what you're saying, why not keep all of that information concise so you don't confuse it? Which is why my YouTube thread is specifically for YouTube information and it's learning more about me because the persona you have on YouTube versus Facebook and Instagram, it might be slightly different on each platform. So definitely want to make sure you have one thread per job in your ChatGPT. Okay. The next I call the local pro. Okay. The local pro is utilizing ChatGPT for your Google business profile. Now, ChatGPT can help in all of these different ways for your Google business profile. It can do automated Q&A response. It can do review responses, customer analysis, keyword optimization. You can have it analyze your profile and give you a strategy to make sure you rank higher. So what I want to do for the rest of this talk here today, the rest of what I'm sharing here with you today is I want to leave you with one applicable prompt you can copy, paste, rip off, and duplicate into your business. And I'm going to do that right now. So for Google Business Profile, content updates. Here's an example prompt for your Google Business Profile. So updates are the number one reason other than location and number of reviews and quality of reviews that Google looks at when ranking your business profile and moving you up the map pack. The more quality updates you have, and by updates, it's like when you go to your platform, it says add updates. We do 3 updates a day. We do one in the morning, we do one at lunch, and we do one at night. ChatGPT writes all these for us. This is the exact prompt that we use to do that. So please ignore all previous instructions. Please respond only in the English language. You're a local SEO and Google My Business SEO expert. You have a conversational tone of voice, yada, yada, yada. When it says my business is, and here I have insert your name, your job, your team name if applicable, your primary market area, and the services you provide. So I want to give you an example, and then I'll show you exactly what the output looks like on the next slide. So I said, my name is Will Draper. I'm a real estate agent for the Living in Wake Forest NC real estate team. And our primary purpose is to help people buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate in Wake Forest and surrounding areas. So that's what my business was. And you'll notice in here it says, please create 30 compelling and long updates. Okay, so 30 for one for each day of the month. But we'll do 30 at a time, and that's our morning updates. We'll have it do another 30, and that'll be our lunch updates. And we'll have it do another 30, and that'll be our evening update. So we have 3 updates a day with super SEO-rich information that is going to Google. So what does this prompt actually give you? Here's an example. This is an update it wrote for us. It uses a lot of different keywords. It uses Wake Forest NC. It uses my name. It uses our team name. It says buying a home, selling a home, homes for sale. It uses all of these SEO-rich keywords. So when people are typing in those keywords on Google, it's crawling your profile. And it's like, oh my gosh, this business profile has so many of these keywords. This is definitely the profile for them. This one simple update has completely changed our business. We have so many people going through our Google business profile and contacting us directly. And they always say, we just found you on Google. Well, the only reason they've probably found us on Google is because we have so many SEO-rich updates on our profile. This is an absolute game changer. If you're not doing this, please do it. And if you're in my local market and you're watching this, please don't do it because this has changed everything for us. We've done millions and millions of dollars of business from our Google business profile just from doing these updates. So if you're in my local market, don't do it. I'm kidding. Go for it. Go for it. There's more business out there for everybody. All right. Next up, let's talk about www leads. Okay. So this is where we can use ChatGPT for your website. Now, again, there's a whole list of things. I see you, Kim Devlin. Do it now. There's a whole list of things that ChatGPT can do for your website, right? I think having it do a full analysis and SEO strategy is a really smart play, but it might be a little advanced for today. So I want to focus on blog posts because everybody's like, oh, we should do blog posts, blog posts, blog posts. Well, there's a right way and a wrong way to actually do this. Just asking it for blog posts is probably not the best approach. So I have a 3-part step on how I want you to do it that works really well. And by the way, I am starting a podcast for AI and real estate and content creation. And one of my first guests, I just talked to her yesterday. She is using these techniques and getting tons of business from her blog on her website. And I think she's going to have some great insights to share. I believe she's on this today. So if you're out there, give yourself a shout out in the comments. All right. So let's talk blog posts. Here's how you do it. Okay. It's a couple parts to this. So part one, you're going to again set it up for the persona. You are my blog writing and website SEO expert. And then the keywords and phrases. So it says insert the keywords and phrases. These are the ones you want to rank for. So this is where you have to do a little research first. And you can do the actual keyword research with ChatGPT for a real estate agent in your market, what keywords are actually the best ones to rank for. Okay. So it's asking for this, and you're going to create blog posts that are going to rank high for those keywords and phrases. Okay. Now look at this last question. Please ask me any additional questions that you need to fulfill this task. Okay. So it's going to ask you questions about yourself, about your business, about your website traffic that you can then answer, and it's going to give you even better results. Then the next step, once you've set this up, you're going to ask for a 10 catchy blog post title with a hook. The title should be less than 60 characters. This is a SEO tactic here. And then part 3, you're going to pick one of the titles from that list that it gave you. And then this is the exact prompt you use, and you insert the title here in the bottom right here. So hopefully you have your camera out or your phone, and you are camera. Who uses a camera? Take out your phone, take pictures of these. I will go back to the other one. If you want to do blog stuff, take pictures of these. So take pictures of this one, and I'm gonna go back to the next slide. Take pictures of this one. This is how you generate very, very high quality blog posts for your website. All right. This is one I call the social rock star. And I think this is going to blow a lot of people's minds. Okay. So the social rock star is obviously about social media. Okay. I have it write a lot of my captions. I've worked a lot of time on this. I have it help me do video transcripts. But the one thing I really had this do back in January of this year, I started playing around, and I was like, I need a different social media strategy. I was like, I want to take a different approach, and I want to see if ChatGPT can help me build something that I might struggle to build on my own. And what I came up with, what I think is pretty remarkable. So out of all these different platforms, I was like, all right, I want to focus on Instagram and see what ChatGPT can help me do for Instagram. So what I did, I gave it a prompt very similar to this, and I asked it for a comprehensive Instagram strategy for a real estate agent focusing on, and I inserted my ideal client, my niche, and my market area. And I asked for a bunch of information. So again, if you've already done your custom instructions, it knows a lot of this information, and obviously set up a different chatter thread for each social platform, like I said previously. So I asked it for a strategy for me for how do I grow my account so people know me for social media, so they know me for content creation and video. Miriam, yes, this is being recorded. You'll get a copy of this about an hour or so after the live stream ends. And I asked it for a strategy. And this is what it kicked me out. It gave me themes and post ideas, engagement strategies, hashtag suggestions. And then over time, I just kept this thread going, and it kept learning and learning and getting better and better and better. And the results are actually pretty remarkable. So when I started using this on Instagram, I had about 5,000 followers at the beginning of this year. Well, within the past 6 months or so, it's gone up to 38,000 from using the strategies that ChatGPT told me to use. It helped me do content calendar planning. It told me how to structure my account. And then as time went on, as I had certain videos do well and some videos not do well, and some content do well and some content not do well, I kept fitting at the results and saying, hey, this video title idea did really well. Give me 4 more ideas like this. This carousel worked really well. People gave me a lot of engagement on it. Give me more ideas like this. And I've been using it to help build my social following all year. And this is the results that it's given me. It took me 3 years to get to 5,000. I started making videos in 2020, and it took me And that, I think I started my Instagram account probably early 2020. The pandemic was happening. I wasn't really on social media much as a real estate agent, which is like sacrilege, right? And then I was like, all right, I got to start doing this. And I made my business actually on YouTube doing video, like skateboarding through neighborhoods and doing neighborhood tours and market updates and running skippable in-stream ads and doing Google. Like that's how I built my business. I was never big on Instagram. And then like a year ago, I got serious about it, got a few thousand followers, and then just, that very slow growth. As soon as I started doing this, within like 4 weeks, like my account shot up and it's been growing steadily ever since. Scott, you said at 30, what's been the biggest difference now? More inbound leads? Well, it's different on audience, right? So my audience on Instagram versus Facebook are two different audiences. My audience on Instagram is mostly real estate agents, which is what I'm trying to grow that side of my business. I want to do that when on Facebook, it's more of my sphere. So I'm doing more like local based content on there. The biggest difference really is consistency, variety of content. And then like it helps me keep coming up with new ideas. So I love this. Ask it for a social media strategy. Really get specific and just blindly follow it. That's what I did. And it's been an amazing result. All right. Moving on. Number 14, we've got 2 left. Okay. This is called the E-warp zone. This is all about, whoops, went the wrong direction. This is all about email marketing. Okay. So email marketing is probably the most underutilized things by real estate agents. And ChatGPT can help you in so many different ways. Here's just like a small list of things it can help you with. But what I want to focus on here is how to get you click-worthy subject lines. Because if nobody clicks on your email, it doesn't matter what's in the email. The only way they're going to click on the email is if you have a subject line that's actually going to draw people in. So what we came up with was this example email subject line prompt. And again, take out your phone, take a picture here. This type of prompt has given us some amazing results to make click-worthy subject lines. And if you're on our AI real estate email list, and again, I'll show the QR code here in a little bit so you can sign up for it. If you're on that email list, all the subject lines that are on there are generated by AI. We get 10 to 20 different ones and we try to go through and vary it. We pick the ones that we like and we keep feeding it the ones that we like. So it keeps refining and it's just getting better and better and better over time. So here's a great prompt to do your subject lines for email marketing. All right, I want to move on, talk about one more cheat code. So we've gone through 14 cheat codes so far, 3 different plugins, 4 or 5 different creator tools, and like 7 or 8 ChatGPT pro tips. And this last one is YouTube Unlocked. And there's a little Easter egg in here for some of you out there about YouTube Unlocked. All right, YouTube. So again, there's so many different things it can do. If you have a hard time doing script writing or free flowing when you're talking, it's really great at helping you write scripts and putting in a compelling story arc. But again, one of the things about YouTube and getting actual viewership is your thumbnails and your titles are oh so important. And I've read the book, The YouTube Formula by Daryl Leaves, and I'm looking over there at my bookshelf. It's like sitting there right on the top. It's all like beat up and the pages are bent. It's a fantastic book. And one of the things in the book it talked about was titles and how important it is. And coming up with ideas for YouTube, repeating what works is usually the best approach instead of trying to start something from scratch. So one of the strategies in there, it says, take the titles of your top 10 best performing videos over the past month that are more than 6 months old. So if you take those titles out of your YouTube channel and you put it in ChatGPT and you give it a prompt that says, please reference these 10 video titles, give me 20 more like this or related to these titles, these are absolute gold. My client, Dan Parker, Danny San Diego, Best Life San Diego, great YouTube channel. I have to give total credit. He came up with the idea for this because he was rereading the YouTube Formula book. And Daryl Eve said this is one of the best ways to find new titles. And then we use it with ChatGPT to come up with all these different titles on videos that already work. And 19 out of 20 were solid gold that are going to make great YouTube videos. So this is a time-saving hack to really help you leverage and up your game. Now, this was a lot of cheat codes, about 45 minutes worth of different ChatGPT and AI cheat codes. There are so many more out there. I'm constantly researching every day to find more ways to use this and find more tools. So if you want to unlock more cheat codes, scan that QR code, head to my profile and sign up for my email list. It is a free email list. Not trying to sell you anything today. I know a lot of webinars, you hop on, people try to sell you shit at the end, and that's just not me. I'm just here to deliver value to you guys. I hope you found it helpful, and I'm going to answer a couple questions in the chat over here while you guys are scanning that code. So I'm going to answer a few of those questions. So if you have a question, drop it in the chat real quick. I will answer those, and I want to be respectful of people's time, answer a few, and then we'll get out of here. Thank you all so much for being here. All right, Sharon out of Miami, Florida. How many hours a week do you separate and sit down with ChatGPT and work out each different thread? That's a really hard question to answer because I've been building this over time. So each thread is kind of built out. I work on my Google profile about once per month for an hour. And that's it. I can plan out the entire month and it takes an hour. And then everything gets scheduled out through Loomly. So I don't spend a lot of time doing that. For my website, my buyer's agent, she has her own like little thread set up. And it's already got probably 50 blog posts in there fully written. And it's just her posting it as we make a schedule to get around to it. We're just now starting that as well. So how much time per week? Really not a whole lot of time. Once you get it set up and rolling, you can just say, give me 10 more ideas. Give me 10 more ideas. Write 10 more posts. So as you dial it in, it really is just a massive, massive time saver. Jen, you are welcome. Kim, you are welcome. Beth, ha ha ha. Maybe I'll sell something one day. Ray, I love you, my friend. Ray, I need to get you on my podcast about AI. So hit me up, send me a text. Can't you connect AI to Canva? Yes, there are AI tools in Canva, Kim Devlin. So yes, there are. Rui, what's up, my friend? All right. Looks like that is it. Tammy Price in the house, Google Queen herself. Google that shit. All right, Rayon, let's do it. You got it, man. So, hey, thank you everyone for being here today and spending 45 minutes with me. This world is a beautiful place, and you all make it just that much more beautiful. I hope you got value out of this. If you did, show me some love on Instagram. Sign up for my email list so I can keep giving you guys value, because that's what I want to do. I want to see each and every one of you grow. Again, my name is Will Draper. I'm with Real Broker out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Hit me up on Instagram. Send me a DM if you have questions on anything. I will respond as soon as I possibly can. I am an open book when it comes to anything sharing, as long as it helps you grow. Again, my name is Will. That's it. And I hope you guys have an amazing weekend.